Claridges, in the heart of London's Mayfair, is a 5-star luxury hotel favoured by royalty and celebrities. Here, things are done a little differently. The £1 million chandelier has 800 unique pieces that have to be individually hand-cleaned overnight.
It's not going to take much for it to go, and to get one of these replaced is probably going to be nigh on impossible.
In an age of austerity, some guests are prepared to pay the price of a small family car to spend one night savouring its enduring glamour.
It's £6,900 per night.
For the first time in its long history, Claridges has allowed cameras behind its doors. We've spent a year filming upstairs and downstairs, following the staff as they provide luxury to a discreet and exclusive clientele.
This is as good as it's going to get, so, I mean, the next stop is Buckingham Palace.
How does Claridges make you feel?
Well, that they're expecting me. It's not a blind date.
Lovely to see you.
Those who stay can demand impeccable attention to detail and staff who go to enormous lengths to please.
No request is too outrageous. We might think they're outrageous, but we will deliver.
Good morning, Claridges. How may I help you? So you're taking the Eurostar, yes?
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be from St. Pancras Station, sir.
How many pounds will it cost, do you know?
Oh, for the taxi? Let me connect you with the concierge. They know an accurate estimate for you.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Notice I didn't say I don't know.
Do you ever not know?
Oh, yes, yeah, but that's, you know, that's the, I guess that's the trick, is you can't ever let the caller hear you sweat. Never let them hear you sweat. One moment, please, is great. Let me find out for you. And one of the most wonderful tools that we have here in Claridges that not everyone really knows is called Google. And Google will answer everything. So we seem like geniuses up here, but we're a lot of times just typing into Google. Good morning, Claridges. How may I help you?
Doors have been open to guests ever since Mrs. Claridge established a hotel on the site in 1854. Her portrait still watches over the comings and goings in the lobby. Famed for its Art Deco interior, the hotel has 2 miles of corridors, 400 staff, and serves over 1,000 lobsters and 60,000 bottles of champagne a year.
Let's go. We've got 1 hour to get these down.
Where do I feel happiest? I love our lobby, because the lobby embraces everything that Claridges is about. There is, yeah, you know, there's the glamour, there's the beauty of the building. You can feel it when you walk through the revolving doors that you're entering a very, very special place.
At the helm of this thoroughly British institution is 41-year-old Thomas Cox. He's the youngest general manager in the hotel's history.
We're waiting for Mr. Basso and Mr. Cominoto. They're very, very regular visitors from New York and have been coming to the hotel for many years and are really, really very dear guests of ours. So they spent a week in Paris, so I'm sure they have lots of interesting stories to tell. Hello,
Hi,
welcome
how are
back.
you?
How are
So
you?
good to be here.
Good to see you.
Good to
Welcome
see
back,
you.
Joanna.
How's everything? With gorgeous weather.
I know, we have the sun on order for you, of course.
Oh my God.
Dennis Basso is an American designer.
After you, and then it's the second floor piano suite today.
Oh, my favorite.
Your favorite, good.
If I only knew how to play the piano.
The piano suite costs £5,100 a night and comes with its own private butler on call 24 hours a day to pander to every wish.
Okay, you have a wonderful stay. Enjoy and see you later, okay? Take care.
What strikes you about this room when you come in?
You feel like you've stepped back a little bit, like you're in some fine English mansion in the middle of London. It's beautifully matched and beautifully done, but it's not forced. You have all your modern conveniences. So you're able to press a button and have the butler come, reach the concierge. This is a perfect example. This is clearly the most modern element. Yeah. To have that instant cup of espresso here, but yet you're in this traditional environment. And I think that's what's really has made this something quite unique. This is pretty special. I mean, I think the best of the people come. The best. When I say that, I mean the people who've traveled far and wide. This is an exceptionally large salon.
Do you ever feel that luxury is something difficult thing to celebrate in these times?
You know, there's always going to be luxury.
John Alves comes from the island of Madeira and is keeper of the last man-operated lift in London, transporting treasured guests.
Most of the time, I receive the guests, very important guests. They say this is the best lift in the world. They never see one lift like this. I'm very, very happy to have this cloak. This is a very nice cloak. It's 115 years old. It is beautiful. The Queen of Spain, he been here last week. The Emperor of China, he been a couple months ago. He been the Tom Cruise, he been in this spot because he like to be here in the front of this mirror. Madonna, he like to sit over in this place over here. And the other people says they really enjoyed this lift.
It's a delicate business addressing VIP guests. Every morning, Thomas sits down to compose the welcome cards.
So card signing sessions with Christy are always a bit different.
How about let's start with
This weekend, no?
this weekend.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Small
So-
card, big card?
Big card, please.
Okay.
Who gets a big card and who gets a little card?
Ooh.
That's Christy's discretion.
Okay, then our lovely band members.
Band members for which band?
U2.
U2, okay, good.
So they're here to attend the Q Awards. I'm not exactly sure what that is, to be perfectly honest. But
So I say for a wonderful stay, enjoy the Q Awards.
okay, this is.
Edge. You know, but then we never know. We always have the same predicament. Do you write Dear Edge? It's
I forgot his real name now.
Isn't he known as The Edge?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot his
but you
real
can't write
name.
Dear Mr. The Edge or Dear The Edge, you know. Someone needs to be the guardian of all of this, you know. Someone needs to have a little bit of a helicopter view. You can, like a conductor and an orchestra. I believe you need to really wholeheartedly want to do this. How are you? Good to see you. Hello.
Do you find it amusing that everyone says it's so British and you're German?
Yes, I do find it amusing at times. But it's you know it's good to see things sometimes a little humorous as well. That's why I don't find it challenging to represent a British brand. But yeah, you know, Claridges is the quintessentially English hotel in London, and I'm German, and I can't change that. And
just remind everybody, the lamps, if you have a broken lamp, please remove the shade, label the shade and leave the shade in the office. I found 2 shades downstairs in technical services which were just on a shelf.
Deputy Head of Housekeeping, Anne Barnes, is one of the few English members of staff. She executes her job with obsessive attention to detail.
You can smell
The dust.
yeah,
What do you notice in here, Anne?
the flowers. The flowers are dead. 118 bathroom. There is a golf ball light bulb missing. Why this is missing, I do not know. Simon, the other day I reported that the TVs were showing 1 hour ahead. What's happening? Alvin, when you clean the chairs with your damp cloth, can you make sure you do the legs? Look, can I show you? Look, here, can you see the dust? There's a very bad stain on the carpet, right by the valley storage. OK, can you please make sure you highlight that? Please don't put that up in here.
Not on you.
Because the guests in the room have just arrived. Housekeeper. Noisy.
Housekeeper.
Noisy.
I'm actually always checking inside the bag now because we had a case that once guest checked out and he left a lot of money in the bag, which was just folded this way, flat. And then the next guest who checked into the room, he found the money.
How much was it?
It was a lot. It was a couple of £1,000. Yeah. They were all flat and nicely folded, yeah. So that's why I'm always checking inside now, just in case. Yeah, the girls, they found a lot of money. They didn't find a lot of money in the room. Sometimes it's locked in a safe. And if the guest is not asking for it, I think it's for 6 months, and
yeah,
the money, the girls will get it. Yeah, it can be a lot of money.
I think it depends on the value.
On the value.
Yeah. It might be longer.
One of our room attendants, she just got $2,000 recently. Yeah, which was left locked in a safe. Yeah.
Anne, are you like this at home?
No, I have a dog. No, not at all. Not at all.
Not every dog is left behind. Sammy the Spaniel has stayed over 20 times at the hotel.
The minute he gets out of the car, he walks straight up to the door and puts his nose up and says, "This is it." Sometimes I drop him in the luggage off and they check him into the room. They always ask, you know, "Is Sammy coming too?" And then they put out a little towel for him and the dog bowl. And then they then get his bed out and things like that. Sometimes it takes a long time to check in and a long time to check out because everybody's so busy talking to Sammy.
At checkout, Sammy's toy, food and water bowl are put into storage, awaiting his next visit.
Before we came to Claridges, Sammy used to get rather depressed staying in London. One night was enough, and he'd have a depression. You could always tell. The head would droop, and he'd say, "Just get me out of here." Ever since we've been staying at Claridges, he says, "I'm very happy, thank you very much, and I'm quite happy to stay another night."
Hi, Stephen. You're very kindly going to take me for a walk.
Of course.
And I'm afraid I'm going to give you
a bag. Certainly. So where's Mummy? Where's Mummy left you? What you found? We found Sam. Come on. What have you found?
And do you ever say no to a guest?
I never say no to a guest. I cannot say no to a guest. I will do everything in my power to do whatever it is they want me to do. So let's just briefly talk about what we can do today on the third floor rooms, yeah? 318, 316, 321.
Claridges has 83,000 guests a year. As well as those booking for a night or two, the hotel is used to dealing with people who demand a whole lot more.
I'm going to take the Bibles out.
In 3 days' time, they're expecting the arrival of foreign royalty who want to occupy the entire third floor.
They all paying a lot of money. It's very high rate, so we need to extra care of them, yeah? Thank you.
Hi, Chris.
The arrival time still is about 6 o'clock. I presume security will be on site probably close to noon.
So basically, we make sure that we take all the alcoholic products out.
From us, everyone important in this group is how perfectly it needs to go.
The whole floor will be taken over by 27 female guests with their women-only security guards. No men will be allowed to set foot on the floor.
We have to line all these glass doors so that people can't see in.
We're making very, very soft bed for the princess. She wants very, very soft bed. So we are putting the extra duvets for her.
How many duvets?
4. Yes, she wants very, very soft.
There are 40 rooms on the 3rd floor. 10 have to be cleared of all furniture to create space for private dressing rooms and dining rooms.
So all these rooms will be connected. We will be opening the connecting doors throughout the whole floor. Yeah.
So the guests will be able to go around in one big circle?
They can do that, yeah.
The other bedrooms will be turned into kitchens.
We completely cover the carpet, and then they will lay banqueting tables all the way around the room, and fridges, and then they'll put serving dishes on top and things like that, hot plates. I've got 3 hangers.
2 entire suites will be used just for storing shopping bags. Presentation must be perfect. All scuffs are touched up, dripping taps fixed.
It's actually running here from the tap.
And one bath is re-enamelled.
So basically what we've done, this has been a chip bath, taken all the chrome off, or all the chrome. We've now sprayed it, so now it's being heat lamped now to being hardened. So basically rather than replacing the bath, we're repairing all the chips.
However, the guests have yet to confirm their booking.
They've already delayed a day.
They have, yes.
Is there still a chance they could cancel? Does that happen?
Possibly. Travel plans change. Is it London? Is it Paris? Will it be the US or the Alps? Maybe they might go skiing. They might go to a skiing resort. You know, the schedules of people's lives are very, very demanding and very busy. We have this with a lot of our top guests. They probably have every intention to stay here on Wednesday, and then the day changes, demands change, different plane, different demand for a different city, and they arrive on Thursday or a week later. You know, we deal with that all the time. So for one room, that's of course slightly different in comparison to a whole floor.
It's taken 2 days to transform the 3rd floor into a temporary palace, but still the booking has not been confirmed.
Could the guests still cancel?
Yeah, they could.
After all this work?
Yeah. Or they could delay their visit.
How would you feel
If
they cancel?
Well, obviously, very upset.
The royal family finally arrives 2 days behind schedule.
So have you met Her Highness?
Her Highness, I haven't met, no. I haven't been to her room, I haven't shaken her hand, I haven't spoken to her or had an exchange. So it's really not unusual for me not to see certain guests. One wouldn't think, would one?
With more than 11,000 five-star luxury rooms in London, Claridges faces stiff competition. Thomas knows he needs to keep attracting the likes of the guests currently occupying the 3rd floor.
How can people understand how big a business
Claridges is?
It is all relative. You know, there are, of course, companies and corporations in this world that probably turn over more revenue with 420 people, and then others that turn over less. So Claridges is a £58 million business in turnover terms.
A year?
And that is a year.
And is there pressure on you to increase the revenue every year?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yes, again, you can call it pressure, or you can... Look, I'm probably the one to ask for more. So it's what you do to yourself. It wouldn't be a healthy budget if you said, like, yeah, it was amazing what we did last year, let's just do the same. You would always want to do a little bit better and a little bit more.
More than a third of Claridge's guests are from the United States, and a couple of times a year, Thomas travels to New York to meet the most influential American travel agents.
It is really very, very important that the general managers go once or twice a year themselves, and there is nothing more valuable than personal contact, and that's really why I'm here.
So will the general managers of other hotels in London, like the Ritz, the Dorchester, the Savoy, come out to New York too?
I'm pretty certain they do.
First stop, Fisher Travel. Father and daughter Bill and Stacey craft ultra-luxury experiences for the super rich. They can't be found on the internet, and you can only get their number by paying a joining fee.
We charge $100,000 to become a client, and then $25,000 a year to stay on as a client.
And that's before you've even made a phone call on their behalf.
We'll make one call. There's a fishing story, like a woman liked to fish, and she wanted her husband to fish too. They were in Africa. So we wanted to make sure, she said, I want to make sure he catches a fish. So we had to hire a frogman to go in the water to put a fish on the hook. He caught a fish, but we still had to pay for the frogman.
Yeah, you can have a seat right
All right,
there.
okay, perfect.
Well, welcome back to New York.
Thank you very much. Always
The
good to
hotel
be
is doing
here.
well?
Yeah, hotel is doing well. London is busy.
Yeah, London is like New York. I mean, New York is doing terrific.
Yeah. Our forecast looks very, very positive, but then, of course, when you read the press and when you see what's going on, I mean, like the reality, it doesn't quite reflect on how our business
the press doesn't really know these type of clients.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, the press, if they stay in a room, they're spending 100, 150 pounds a night. They're not spending 1,000 or 2 or 5 or whatever. Yeah. That's the difference. So they just, it's out of their realm.
Does Claridge's not suit certain people?
Sure. Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's they don't like maybe the Art Deco style. They want something a little more contemporary, a little more modern. Yeah, it's not for everybody. I would say
something smaller.
Yeah.
More boutique.
Have you ever had clients requesting rooms redecorated for them at Claridge's?
Oh yeah.
And is that done?
Yeah, they need. They don't like the color scheme of the room, or they don't like. So they'll go in and do it, and then of course charge them for it, and then when they leave, put it back to what it is.
And they don't mind paying?
Not if they're asking for it.
Andrew? Yeah, I can hardly hear you, I must say.
Thomas is never off duty. He knows what's going on in Claridge's even when he's on the other side of the Atlantic. Did anything amusing happen in the hotel last night?
Oh, it was a pretty straightforward, normal night. Shame, yeah.
No, I just think sometimes you must have things that happen that just make you smile or make you groan, but they're very human, like the overrunning of the baths and...
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah. How often do baths get overrun there?
Too often. And of course, you know the way houses are built. It all drips through, so you have a leak in the room below.
Oh.
I know.
So when that happens, you just think, oh, here we go again.
Here we go again, yes. Yeah, it's a shame. It's very wasteful. Often new carpets, ceilings have to be painted, made good.
Do rock stars trash their rooms
I knew
anymore?
that this would come up now. Exactly, guitars breaking, glass tables being smashed, peanuts all over. No. They're very well behaved, our rock stars. Claridges rock stars are good rock stars.
Next stop, Barry Lieben. He booked 500 nights for clients in Claridges last year. Thomas is determined to improve on that.
Very nice to meet you. Pleasure. Absolutely delighted. Thank you.
Today, I think I checked 2 hours ago, the market was collapsing again, unfortunately. When I looked, it was about 350 points down, based on some stuff in Europe. So, you know, people are concerned.
A lot of new supply coming into the market.
Yeah, if I was a London hotelier, I'd be nervous about all your new competition. I mean, there's a lot of it right now.
There is a lot of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Savoy and the Corinthian and the Four Seasons. I mean, boy, there's a lot of new beautiful rooms in there.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
But like, I think someone who likes your hotel will stay with it. I don't see why they wouldn't. You have a great product. But everybody likes to see the new kid on the block when they first open.
But you see, I think we always have to be cautious. You know, you have to still remain lean.
You can't rest on your laurels.
No, absolutely not.
You can't rest on your laurels, but I think you have a great name, you have a great reputation, but more importantly, you have great service levels.
How much is a luxury room worth? At what point does it become ludicrous to spend that money?
That's really an individual thing. You know, one man's ludicrous is another man's normal, so that's really the individual thing. You know, there are certain suites in the world that go for, you know, I might pay $2,000 for a suite, and another person think that ludicrous, and another person will pay $15,000 a night for a suite, and I think that insane. I know what I paid for one night in the best villa in Terre Blanche in Provence at the Four Seasons, that other people would have a heart attack.
May I ask what that was?
$13,000.
This is a view you can't put a price on. Or actually you can. We need to know the price, don't you think?
Claridges likes to flirt with its fashion and cultural connections, and now has an artist in residence who stays 52 nights a year in exchange for drawings.
We've got all of London. Like all these things, you just think of all the lives going on, all the people working. It's amazing.
What do you think they're thinking about you?
I hope they're looking up and thinking, God, he's in the Brook penthouse. He must have done something good. He must have done well. Artists doing well, that's what I want them to think. My title is Fashion Artist in Residence, and it's the in residence we love. That's where that's the bit I keep repeating. I'm going to be recording in drawing some of Claridge's favourite guests. Some of them are very famous, some of them are known. There is an underlying thing about style within the group of people that we're going to draw.
Internationally famous model Carmen Del Orefici is 81, and she's been staying at Claridges since the early 60s.
The one wonderful thing that's still operative is that breakfast comes with the most discreet people who see me in my curlers, my flannel nightgown in the morning, you know, and they never look at me. And it's always, Madam, may I pour this for you? That it's a real treat to have somebody pour something for me.
She doesn't get how great she is, thank God, because she could be a monster. And that's 66 years in an industry that hates 30-year-olds. So it's no wonder she's good at it. As I always say, she damn well ought to be, you know, because 66 years of practice.
What's your favourite room?
I like 114. I like a lot of them, actually, but 114 I'm very keen on. That's a great big suite on the first floor where you get a butler or two. You know, you only have to ring the bell and two people come. It took me ages to ring the bell. I didn't dare. I thought, I'm not a person who has a butler. I'm not a person who rings for a butler. So I would ring down to reception and ask them what to do rather than ring the butler. But they're great. They're great at their job.
Have you got used to having a butler?
I don't want to get used to having a butler. It's dangerous, you know, because you do have to go home eventually.
I love people, I love serving people, and they're a great challenge, and I like challenges. I have a bad day now and then like everybody else. But I think, you know, if you're dealing with people, you have to like people. It's not good coming and say, oh, you know, you have to be there, willing to serve, you know. And I like serving people.
Michael Lynch first came to work at the hotel in 1976 when he was 16 years old.
I grew up in a little village in Limerick. Limerick is in the southwest of Ireland, and there's about 1,000 people, and you know everybody.
And what's special about this suite?
It's one of my favourite suites. It's very, very nice, and it's very peaceful. It's very quiet. And when we have royalty in the hotel, they usually stay in the royal suite or heads of state. Hello, good afternoon, ladies. Welcome. Welcome to the royal suite. Here we have the sitting room. It's Edwardian. It's very nice. We have a French and marble fireplace. Here we have a piano. It says here, this piano belonged to Richard Doyle Cart of Gilbert and Sullivan fame. I can play things, but not very well.
Who's the most famous person you've ever had to be a butler to?
I say probably Donna Del Versace. She was wonderful. I loved her. She was very, very nice. She stayed in the penthouse. She was really sweet. She was all in her leathers, and she could walk very strange because she can't reach her legs, but she was sweet. She was very nice. And Mariah Carey, she was lovely. She's a very nice lady. She stayed upstairs. And when you're famous, you can't use your own name. You have to use your alias. You can't be Mariah Carey when you stay in Claridges. You have to use something else. So it's quite nice. And because Claridges loves you, when you stay here, you don't have to lift your leg too high to get into the bath. It's sunken. And when you're in the bath, if you need a valet or the maid to come, there's cold buttons there as well. Shower and everything else. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mr. Neggers. This is your 6:45 wake-up call.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Can you tell me what the weather is today?
Today is going to be cloudy with some light rain in the forecast, and the high is going to be approximately 8 Celsius or 46 Fahrenheit.
All right, thank you so much.
Do you get prank calls?
Yeah, you do sometimes. They're calling with what's called a soundboard, where they take a celebrity's voice and they splice it up into various little audio bits. But you get used to the ones that they'll call you with all the time. They call you with Arnold Schwarzenegger quite a lot. So you'll pick up the phone, say, "Good afternoon, Claridges, how may I help you?" And then you'll hear, "Who is your daddy and what does he do?"
Christy, is Christy here? Tell us a little bit about the weekend.
We have some news about a very exciting booking that came in overnight. She's going to be checking into our penthouse for 1 month, starting on November 1st. So if we can all just get to familiarize ourselves with her, and there'll be more details to come on that shortly.
Absolutely. And Carl, you will...
yeah, can I just comment on the jacuzzi?
Yes, sure.
Basically, the requirement is a jacuzzi, yeah? To put the jacuzzi in. We just need to make sure it's ordered today. Basically, we need the room for Monday, Christian, to make sure it's off for Monday. We're going to rip everything out Monday and start building Tuesday till the end of the week. So it's quite a lot of work, a lot of marble work.
And that is it for today.
Okay, well, have a good day, everyone. Thank you very much.
Can you tell me both about the hot artist who's coming? Because that's quite exciting.
It is. We just heard about it at 11 o'clock last night. So we don't know a whole lot. We have to now do some research. But she does have a crew of 35 people that she travels with.
Well, one of her preferences was to have a jacuzzi. But also to stay on a high floor and to stay in a penthouse. And our penthouse at this point doesn't have a jacuzzi. But it will have one in about 4 days.
Out goes the 15-year-old bath, in goes the jacuzzi, surrounded by the original marble.
Have you done this before?
Not a jacuzzi.
Not a jacuzzi,
A
but...
gym, a real big gym.
Yeah.
Actually, I have pictures of that one.
Exactly.
I don't think I've ever showed you that.
Yeah.
Waste.
Ian, do you want to kick off and start through arrivals for Friday?
It's the artist going into the brick penthouse. She's actually pre-registered for arrival on Saturday. Everyone's received the memo.
The Claridges team has researched their new guest from her stays in other hotels.
I was just looking through emails there, which are quite interesting, of like specific comments made by her team from previous stays. As Ian said, going to that suite without any pre-authorization, without being accompanied by their staff, without going through the butlers, can't be stressed any stronger. It's just imperative that nobody, for any reason, goes to that suite. Also, they had issues there. They had like a tap, a tap falling off, which put the whole stay into jeopardy. So, even, it's obviously quite a serious thing to happen, but that one thing nearly lost that hotel the entire piece of business.
We're going to look at the jacuzzi that we have installed last week for our arrival on Saturday.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Let's hope we like it. So, one jacuzzi.
Oh, wow.
Nice little remote control.
Okay. Okay. Well, this looks very, very good. Okay. You see, the most important thing is that you always test everything. Because, of course, everyone is telling you it's perfect and it's ready and it's installed. But Michael and I, we very much believe it's only once you've seen it, it really works. So someone will have to sit in this jacuzzi before she arrives. You.
The pop star has arrived and been settled into the £6,700 a night penthouse.
Of course. Let me connect you with the foyer and reading room. You're welcome. All the numbers are up here. I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I can remember all the numbers.
And have you had many calls from the pop artist?
Not one. I've not spoken to her once. Her manager, yes, he calls a lot. But her herself, no. I don't even know if she has a voice.
Have you seen her?
I've not, no. I think I've seen a video on YouTube, but yeah, no, not in person. Good afternoon. Claridges, how may I help you?
Have you met the pop artist who's up in the penthouse? Has she been in this lift?
Yes, and she sit over here and is very happy to be up and down this lift.
And does she ever say anything?
She say good morning, good afternoon, because Elwes is very tired because he's working on most of the time.
Good evening. I met her twice and she said, hello, I'm going out, you can do my room. But this is full of luggage. Hundreds of luggage.
What did she buy?
She buys shoes, designer, like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, all designer clothes. And these high heels with these sparkling shoes, she have hundreds maybe.
So what have you learnt about rich people, Tita? Are they always happy?
I think, what I think to the rich people, I think because they have too much money.
Would you like to be famous?
No. I think ordinary people like us is better life. We can do whatever we want. We have liberty, but not with bodyguards.
Dan 737.
Christmas season is key for the hotel. More is spent in its four walls than at any other time of the year.
It's such a nice time of the year, isn't it? Christmas. It is, when you see how it all comes together, and yeah, really lovely.
It's a piece of Claridges' tradition that every year the hotel has a famous designer to build its Christmas tree. For the past 2 years, this has been John Galliano, but not this year. Another French couture house has been approached.
I don't know if you've all seen it. Here's a printout to now. So this is a visual drawn by Albert Albers, obviously the head designer for Lanvin. It's a completely and utterly different design from anything we've done before, which actually I think is probably a very good thing.
But I personally, I love the idea and the concept of the tree. I think it has something very artistic, and it's got something very bespoke and personal. This is really Albert Albers creating a Christmas wish, and you know, I remember the attraction that the tree has been over the last few years, and I can really see people coming in and families under the tree and children just being super excited. That tree is obviously not just magically appearing. It will require some meticulous planning and getting ready for this to happen. But in essence, we have the time frame between midnight and 6 a.m. So that's only 6 hours. The tree just has to be ready. It has to be ready at 6, latest 6:30, lit. There comes a point when everybody gets tired and everybody's more interested in coffees and sandwiches, and we need to watch that.
This is Madame and Monsieur Lanvin.
Yes.
Oh my, mon Dieu!
That's where you want it.
Looks good.
Are you pleased with it?
I absolutely love it. I'm very, very pleased, yes. So first of all, what you see is you see an amazing big Christmas tree, and you think, oh, wow, it's a great tree. And then you look closer, and the first thing you probably discover is the scene around the tree of Mr. and Mrs. Lanvin and his mistress after the Christmas lunch.
Are you able to say how much it cost Claridges to put up all these decorations, outside and inside?
Shouldn't that be a well-kept secret? How much does magic cost?
Jack and Norma Melker are in their late 80s and have been coming to the hotel for 40 years. This year they'll spend Christmas with their family in the Royal Suite. Jack sold his software company to Hewlett-Packard, and Norma jokes she bought early shares in Google.
Very happy life we've had together these many, many years.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And the times that we've spent at Claridges have been as delightful. We always enjoy there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. If you hold it this way, she could read it, I think.
Yeah. Congratulations to Jack and Norma Melker on their 65th
5th wedding anniversary from the entire Claridges team. We know them so well. They're like family.
Our first visit to Claridges, to London, we went up to Harrods, I think it was Harrods.
Fortnum and Mason.
Fortnum and Mason, and saw that, and
So
that's what we got.
Yeah.
We get the Royal Suite constantly now, so we're in there every time we go over there.
Yeah. I think excellent, caring, and beautiful. That would be mine. You can say that about me, I won't mind.
I think they screwed it up when they gave that 10-year lease to the restaurateur.
Oh, Ramsey.
I think they made a mistake.
Oh, that was awful.
Okay, well, let's look at the arrivals. There is one pre-registered on there today. It's the Melkors are coming back tomorrow, as everyone knows, so let's pay a lot of attention there and prepare this. It's their Christmas day. Looking forward to having them back. Good. But they're staying for 16 nights, so it's a long stay, and they're going to celebrate Christmas here. Make sure that everybody in your teams who has joined after their last stay is discreetly being introduced and pointed out to them. They are our most regular guests, and they've been coming for 40 years, and it's such a special stay, so they should be recognized and known.
They love to be introduced.
They love to be introduced, exactly. So, good. Thank you. That's the Melkors.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Melkor coming in for 16 nights. Katrina, 111.
I need to prepare the beds for Mr. and Miss Melkor, and plus I need to organize some furniture for them, as they like a wing chair in the sitting room and a little table next to it.
Anything else that we need to do? Everybody knows who the Melkors are, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Good.
And next to connecting doors is a leather one stuff.
The royal suite is being minutely prepared for the Melkors' arrival. A detailed guest profile document is gathered on all returning guests that outlines their every preference, from how the beds are made up and types of pillows, to where the furniture is placed within the room.
This is a setup of the pictures, yeah. So this is a setup of the sitting room, how it looks, and the setup of her bedroom.
The husband have a different way of his making of the bed, and then the wife has a different way as well.
But they are like a traditional people. They really love sheets. For example, yeah, bed next to the window is for Miss Melkor. And we are using only 2 sheets and blankets. She don't want nothing else. And on the top we are putting just the elder down. It's like a kind of duvet, but it's just on the top.
Caroline? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Can we just make sure those beds are tidied up at the end? Yeah.
Okay. See you later, Katrina.
See you.
And typically, what does this suite cost to rent for the night?
This suite is 5,500.
A night?
Yeah.
It is a lot of money, but I think you can quite easily spend £10,000 flying to New York for a 5-hour flight. So, you know, it's all become very relative.
It's a management tradition that on her arrival, Mrs. Melkor is handed an old set of keys to the doors in Claridges. They joke that she knows the hotel better than any of the staff and can act as honorary night manager.
They are always in the same place, and they have been for a long time, because this has been the general manager's desk for, I mean, we need to ask Pat, but I think for probably more than 50 years.
Does she look very pleased when she gets them?
Yes, I mean, Mrs. Melkor is a fantastic woman, and she has I think she has a great spirit and a great sense of humor. So you can actually see a twinkly eye when she gets these keys and as they disappear in her handbag. Yes.
Okay.
You have a key?
I have a key.
Good.
After a day of preparation, Thomas checks every last detail before Mr. and Mrs. Melkor arrive.
So, but Ian, let's just wait here for a moment.
So I think we should take the orchids away because that clashes with the wreath look. It's not the same. So we can just maybe get some, well, either nothing or a fruit bowl or more traditional flowers or another Christmassy arrangement, but not orchids and that, yeah. So that's very nice, very traditional Christmas arrangement.
Pretty much, yeah, it's...
Where will Mrs. Melkor sit?
This is her seat.
Yeah.
And then this space is always left clear for just a little coffee trolley in the afternoon. Mr. Melkor, so biscuits, always here. And then here is for his iPad for his reading.
No, everything is prepared perfectly. That's how it always is. And it always has to be like this. So it's good, all done. Just a few flower changes and we're all set. We need to add some amenities like the fruit, but of course they're not here yet. They come fresh from the kitchen.
Do you ever wonder when their last visit will be?
No.
Do you think that when you see them?
No. Let them enjoy this visit, and I'm sure there will be many more to come. So, yeah.
Michael has been serving the Melkers since he started working in the hotel.
And you know, they're still coming. My God, I've been coming 34 years I've been here, and they've been coming longer than that. This is the best part of our job. We get lots of return customers coming back. And it's lovely to see the familiar faces coming back, and it's nice.
Mr. Melkor, welcome back. Mrs. Melkor, how are you?
I'm so glad you're here.
Welcome back. Most important thing, the keys. The keys.
Finally, someone in charge.
Good.
I reckon I do.
I know that. Fine. 2 hours from the airport.
Oh, bless you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
During their 16-day stay, the Melkers only leave the hotel twice.
We're all creatures of habit, and that's the great thing about working with the butlers. People have breakfast and usually the same thing. The Melkers, they have the same breakfast every morning. They have coffee for 2, toast, well done white toast, that's it, and maybe an orange juice. Now they might have some porridge.
Are you amazed at how much money some people have?
Yes, and yes, it's amazing. You know, these very difficult times, you know, we come to Claridges and get somebody paying rack rate, and you say, my God. But you know, you get used to it. Working in a wonderful hotel like this, it just goes over your head with it sometimes.
Some hot, strong coffee. I'll just open this for you here.
Good, that's it.
Frothy milk, a little honey, actually apricots. There we are. And for you, Mr. Melkor.
Makes it nice when you know exactly what we need, right?
Monday's my good day. You're very lucky. Monday's my good day. You got your morning papers all right?
Yes, please. I've already read almost half of it.
Read them already.
The good butler's not here.
No, you're stuck with me today. But I'm sick for the next 3 days, so you'll have the good butler tomorrow.
Have you ever got jealous or envious of them?
Never. Why would I get jealous? No, I think, you know, more power to them, you know, it's, they've probably worked very hard for that money, or... No, I've never been jealous of our guests.
Thank you very much.
In very, very simple terms, every time someone visits, you need to create a reason to visit again. So there needs to be at least one memory that will encourage another visit.
From the airport.
And to create loyalty and to create that emotion or that association with the hotel that will make this person turn into a regular guest.
My late mummy used to always say, don't do half things. You know, give 100% or else don't do it. And I think it's a very good outlook in life. Don't do half measures. Just want to be happy. Life is very short. We're only passing through.